I will discuss 6 online auctions. The first auction is Chinese auction, also known as pick-a-price. Participants purchase tickets, and after the final bid, the participant with the largest amount of tickets win the item. The second auction is outcry auction, also known as English auction. It is the most common auction. Participants bid on a price, and the price is raised in its ascending order until one bidder is left or time runs out. After the time runs out, the highest bidder is awarded the item. However, if the reserve price is not met, the owner has a right to decline the offer. An example of this is eBay. The third auction is Dutch auction. It's similar to the English auction. Instead of the price rising, the price is bid in a descending manner. An example of this is contractors bidding on a job. The fourth auction is seal bid first.
Alright, I'm going to be covering the types of bidding in these auctions. The first type is a penny auction, where you would buy packages of bids, and those bids would increase the dollar amount by 1 penny at a time. So you go up, you get some for discounts at 97%, because you're only increasing the amount by a penny each time. Beginner auctions, these are mostly penny auctions where you would compete against other beginner bidders to start out until you incurred enough experience to go into the higher end auctions. Peak auctions are specific auctions that are set to be allowed for a certain amount of time for bidding, mostly during high online traffic hours. It's at the discretion of the user for those auctions. Cashback bidding auctions, where most of these sites will give you incentives as a percentage or a dollar amount to reimburse you for winning that auction, whether it be a certain percentage, say 25% of your winning bid, or maybe $25 if you spend $100 or so. Really depends on which site you go through. Seat auction bidding is where you actually bid to get a seat in the auction. And once you win that seat, you have an unlimited amount of bids to bid on a certain item or what have you. And then scratch bidding is actually kind of more reverse. You have a set amount of money that the item is placed at, and you would just scratch down incrementally by small amounts until the time runs out, and you can't really see the time, so the last person to scratch it off, lowest price, that is never going to be the winner.
I'm going to cover the SSL part of the fraud and fraud prevention. An SSL was defined by DigiCert as a standard security technology for establishing an encrypted link between a server and a client. They allow sensitive information such as your security or social security number or your credit card number to be transmitted securely. It's a protocol that determines the encryption for both a link and the data being transmitted. They have the private key and the public key as part of their encryption. The public key is where the certificate signing request, or CSR, data file is sent to the SSL certificate issuer, which is also called a certificate authority, or CA. And this CA uses the file to create data that matches the private key without compromising it, and the CA never has to see the private key. DigiCert would be your example of your CA. And most importantly, the SSL certificate is digitally signed by a trustworthy CA. Many in the blog response marathon was asking how you would know that the site is secure. One way you can do this is to go to the actual auction site and search for rules and policies, which should give you extra questions that have been asked and answered by this site. For example, on eBay, when you go to their help and see their rules and regulations, you can also see where they say how they protect you, and it explains how they will not send out emails asking for specific information. Encrypted emails work much as the same as your SSLs. They require both the sender and receiver to share their public key. Many online auction sites use the encrypted emails to communicate with customers. Lastly, to educate yourself to prevent fraud, it would benefit you to go to the site and read all the seller and buyer obligations, as well as checking the auction out on the Better Business Bureau.